Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars on Fire. I don't even know how else to start this than to just flat out bring it out and start it. What is sacred? I mean, what is your definition of sacred? Because you're going to be getting really right with it between now and October and November. This energy is all about asking you to get to know and understand the depths of what is sacred. Not materialistically. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my crystals. Just like everybody else. I have my things that I love and I enjoy and I want, and they just make me feel good to have them. But that's material. Same with what's tangible in reality. What we've known. What we've thought we've held on to for so long because it's what we've been taught. The ideas of what we hold sacred. Is it really sacred? That's the question. This is about really getting into the depths. Diving into your ever-flowing, emotional, spiritual, soulful waters, and getting to come to realize the truth of what do you find sacred in your everyday life. Because if you're not tapping into what's sacred to you, well, first off, you're just missing out. Life isn't a routine unless you choose to make it one. Society has told us so many things about what we have to do, how we have to live, and go through life in certain ways and deal with certain issues and what is acceptable. The put on your big girl panties because, that's the way life is. No, it's not. It's that way because we've chose to hold it that way and to hold that bar, hold up that bar of saying that was accepted for so long. We're coming into a new level of what is sacred to us. I mean, sacred could be dancing. Sacred could be your music. Sacred could be your meditation time. Sacred could be, the shape-shifting energy of who and what you are and allowing that expression of yourself to be clear, bold, and come out fluently. I read something the other day, and it tore me apart. It was just a meme. Now, for those of you who follow me, I'm open to the public because typically what I try to put out, I want to get as far as it can and let that message be spread. But with that also comes, people who do follow me that I don't know. And from time to time, I see things on their posts and stuff, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I mean, it takes me to places to see different people and situations that I wouldn't necessarily see. And I came across this meme that just depressed me, and I heard inside of me, hold on to that because there's going to be a reason. It ripped me apart because what it was like a 14-year-old, a 13 or a 14-year-old. And what they had done is, you would think is a big deal. And I just posted a meme. But they weren't realizing, maybe they were, maybe it was a cry for help. What the meme had said was simple. I'm sad, but I smile. That's what my life is. No, that is not acceptable. That is not acceptable to just know that you're walking through life and you're sad and you're unhappy and you know what? Put on your big girl panties because that's the way life is. Get the fuck over it. No, that is not acceptable. Let me help you to understand what Spirit wanted me to hold on to for that. Because light workers, you have a duty to make sure that you are helping people to rise. That is your job. You are to rise. You are to ascend. You are to find that higher vibrational being within you and help others to do the same. But on a deeper level. I heard this said so many times before. Or maybe I've said it so many times before and I heard it once. For a small child, for a small child, for all intents and purposes, parents, you are God to this small child. The meme brought it back to me as this is a teenager. But see, then last night something else came up into my life, which brought that meme full forward to me. I had a person who, knows what I do, and they came up to me and they were asking me for help and for guidance because of their personal child. They were like, their child just seems to be withdrawn within themselves and just very ho-hum. Seems like as if their child has slipped into depression and is a very small, young child. My guidance was to help them, help them explore themselves. Help them, get out and take their mind away from the blah. As a parent for a young child, your job is to understand that you are here to be their guiding understanding, because at their itty-bitty little fragile mind, they can't understand anything other than that. So are you being a God that is teaching them to nurture themselves and find the sacred that is within them and understand that acceptance, that love, that desire, the experience to go after themselves? Or are you teaching the same bullshit you were taught? See, this reminds me of what Spirit calls the run and return. The run and return of our lightning. You all have heard me say, got lightning, 1,000,000 times. Got lightning is that chargeable spark that makes you tick, that is connected to Spirit, to everything, to the oneness, to your power. Are you learning to find your voice? Are you teaching your children to learn to find their voice? Being sacred isn't just about being sacred with what is important to you. It's about acknowledging what is sacred to you and accepting what is sacred to everyone else. Being able to find that voice, being able to find that power. The run and return is connecting to that lightning, taking you up to the connection of the lightning, which is the very connection of source energy. And what do you bring back? What do you bring back from that connection? What will you tell? What will you teach? What will you teach our babies? Will you accidentally bring back all the illness, all the drama that we've been taught, that's caused blockages within our chakras, that's allowed us to become out of alignment? Which in the long run just takes you back to put on your big girl panties, girl. That's the way life is. Or are we getting right with soul? Are we getting right with self? Are we teaching our littles that the world can be better than what we have known it to be? By teaching them to go out and experience what it is that's sacred to them, that helps them rise into them. Will you bring back from the run and return of the lightning wisdom or blockage? This is about nurturing the sacred energy, the sacred soul, the sacred ability to tap in to the oneness and be accepted for who and what you are, because you are strong enough to love yourself well enough to say what's acceptable and what's not. Are you nurturing your children and the world around you to do the same? Or unlike, or maybe like, way too many of us who have been taught. Just neglect it. Just forget it. Don't worry about it. Put on your big girl panties. We're trying to change. We're trying to rise. Venus right now is going to be working with you from inside of the depths of who and what you are, about getting right with sacred, about getting right with value. What do you value? What do you value about life? Because first off, you should be valuing life. And if you're not valuing the fact that you have the opportunity to live life, that's because you haven't started to figure out what's sacred to you. You take time for that that's sacred. You take time for that that's good. You take time for that that you love. Don't neglect it. It's about making us move into a healthier consciousness. But we have to first acknowledge what that consciousness is so we can teach it to our littles. I love you folks. Bye.